Hey friends, Treasure here. Welcome to Made with Love. Oh my goodness, it has been the busiest week here. We had family in town. I had some guests for one of my projects, which happens to be my favorite. It's at the end. And oh man, we used so many supplies. There's no way I'm going through all of this with you, but I guarantee you there's some DIY paint in here. There's resin. There's like 4 molds. I used flour. We have some wood. I mean, oh shoot. Okay, well, let's get started.
All right, here we go. Project number 1. Who remembers the cutie bow mold? You guys, I have so many ideas for this mold. We have a couple here. I have a couple more in my head. We'll see. Let me know if you want to keep seeing the projects with this mold or if you're tired of it. But here we're just casting the ornaments and a couple of bows. I'm going to do that thing where right when this starts to dry, I drop a previously casted ornament on top to make it double-sided. And yes, I know I was supposed to be wearing gloves. I could not find them and it's been a week. I apologize. I would say do as I say, not as I do, but that didn't work with my kids, so it won't work with you, but I promise I'll do better next video. All right, so we glued them together and now we're going to just go ahead and paint everything black. We're gonna do one good layer of black and then wait until you see what we do with the next layer. Okay, so here we are doing a second layer only on the ornament. We're not going to paint the bow or the little metal topper. We're just getting the ornament. We're doing one good coat on top, so the second coat. And then we're gonna try this flower technique that everybody has been talking about where it makes the ornament nice and velvety. So I got it nice and wet and then I'm just taking scoops of flour and just literally dumping it all over. It's actually quite therapeutic. A lot of my projects this week were play, which was really fun and relaxing because like I said, it was a really busy week, but just giving it one good coat and then setting it aside to dry. Once that was dried, I gave it a good dusting. You're gonna see that little patch right there on the front. That was a problem. It ended up fine. Like, I am not a very perfect person. I like things to look kind of distressed. So as you can see, I did try to go back and recover it, but you'll see in a minute that spot just won't give up. It's a thing. So we're going with it, okay? So you'll see here, I'm going to go ahead and get out my golden ticket. This is my favorite gold. There's no need to like darken it up with a dark wax unless you want to. It's so pretty on its own. It's also pretty with dark wax. I'm going to clear wax over it here in a minute. I actually used my brush that had a little bit of white wax left on it and then mostly did clear, and it kind of gave it this like oxidized look. It was really cool. I loved it. So we're just gonna go ahead and clear coat because DIY paint does need to be sealed up. The cool thing about DIY paint is it's flexible until you seal it, so you can wet distress it instead of having a sanding mess. But then when you're done, or in this case I didn't need to sand it, you just go back and you wax or you use some type of sealer over it. So you can see here I'm just dusting the rest of that flour off and there's our little spot just hanging out. So look at what I do here. I'm like, oh, let's just roll with it. So I gave it a distressed look, like it was kind of going back to the gold underneath. Actually, I thought that little spot gave it a lot of character in the end. You'll have to let me know. project number 2, we're using one of these beautiful arches that Tony cut out for me. I thought he did such a great job on these, and I can't wait to use the rest of them. And we have out our beautiful Oh Christmas Tree mold. I think this was from last year's release. Now, I've used this with resin, and with resin you get all the little details, but I really wanted this to kind of have an old world look, so I went ahead and used clay for this whole project. I knew I would lose a little bit of detail, but the character you gain by using clay is sometimes just worth it. So here I'm just making sure all of my edges are cleaned up. I love IOD Moulds because they have that little rim that allows you to just have perfect edges. So I'm taking advantage of that and just kind of cleaning those out right now. And then this is a pretty thin casting, but if you use cornstarch in your mold ahead of time, then you can turn it upside down like this and it just falls right out with very little help. Okay guys, I have to give credit to Lynne over at L&J Goods. While I was working on this tree, I knew I wanted to do some fun stuff, and then I watched her latest video. I will put a link in the description so you guys could go check it out. And she didn't do exactly this, but she took the cloche and turned it into a little pot. I mean, her project is absolutely gorgeous. I'm no Lynne, but I thought that I did a pretty good job with this. So she gets all the credit. I honestly don't know, did she see it from someone else or did she come up with it? But it was brilliant. So here I am just taking a little bit of one mold, a little bit of one mold and a little bit of the other, and just marrying them together to do the cutest little pot for this tree. I was so excited about this. I had so much fun. So thank you, Lynne, for the wonderful idea. I love how we can just kind of spur each other on. Isn't that what we're here to do? So if you guys do anything like this, you're going to have to post it and let me see, because I just thought this was the best idea. All right, so here we're just finding our positions, and then we're going to take some of the garland. Also, after we get this right here, I'm just kind of trying to blend the two together so it looks seamless. And then we're taking that garland, like I was saying, and we're gonna do some work around the edges just to kind of fill it in and give it a real old world look. So I'll let you enjoy. Once we get everything where we like it, we're going to go ahead and one at a time just take them off and add some of that type onto the back. I use my finger to make sure that the whole back is covered, even those little details. Just kind of pushing it around and making sure there's glue on every piece, and then replacing them back where they go. So did you guys know DIY just released some new colors? One of those colors is this green right here. It is beautiful. The name is Eden, and I cannot get enough of it. I think I've already used at least a fourth of my jar on so many different projects. So we're just gonna give this whole project one good coat. And then once I get it fully coated, I'm gonna go back in those flatter surfaces and kind of stipple my brush. Here you see it. I'm just adding some extra paint just to give it texture. We're gonna wax it at the end, and this will allow crevices for the wax to kind of settle into and just give it some character. Right, now we're showing up again with that beautiful golden ticket. We're going to go ahead and paint the entire edge. And then I honestly just like to get my fingers in there and kind of dry brush over, rub over the details to really make them pop. Once we get that golden ticket everywhere we want it, we're just gonna take some clear wax and go through and give it a good coat of clear wax. This makes sure that when we go back with the dark wax, we have a little bit more play. So once the clear wax is on, we're just buffing it back. You give it a few minutes to sit, and then you can gently come back and buff it back. Alright, and now that I have the clear on, I am coming back in with dark wax. This is actually the black wax. So I'm just kind of pouncing it into the details here and there, not full coverage, just aiming for the areas that have lots of detail that black wax can settle into and just give it an old look. Once I get all that black wax wiped back the way I like it, we are done. Project number 3, we were making several ornaments, 2 different kinds. I casted a few from the Blitz mold, which is the snowflakes, and then I used our new ornament mold to cast a few as well. And here I am using another one of those beautiful new colors from IOD. This is called Flirtatious, and you guys, the second I saw it, I thought I need to get some white wax on this color and see what it looks like. So I'm really excited to show you. So here I'm just going to go ahead and do a good solid coat of the paint on both kinds of ornaments, and then here we go, golden ticket. I am just loving this paint, and I'm just painting those little hangers. I think they were like silver, so I wanted them to match the rest of the project. So painting those, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint those little tops. We're doing 2 different techniques. Here on the snowflakes, we're going straight in with some white wax, and we're just gonna, I just thought with all of that detail on those snowflakes, this would be the perfect project to try the white wax with this beautiful paint color. So here we are, just giving it one good coat, letting it get into all of those little details, and then we'll wipe it back. Now that we have our white wax the way we want it, we're just going back in with that golden ticket, and again taking my finger to just rub over those details and really make them pop. I thought this combination turned out so beautiful. For our other ornaments, I wanted to give that technique a try again, so this time I'm using DIY's liquid patina for the second coat, and just giving it one generous coat, and then I'm going to use cornstarch to sprinkle over it. So we'll see how this one turns out. Alright, we let these ornaments dry really well, and I think these turned out perfect. I do like the way the other ones turned out, but these definitely got that velvety look to them. So was it the cornstarch, or did I let it dry longer? I'm not sure, but I really like how these ones turned out. Project number 4 is super simple but really fun. So I just took some of those little candle holders that you can get in a pack for next to nothing at Hobby Lobby and glued the bow on it. I will say when I casted the bow, while it was still a little soft, I did shape it around the candle holder a little bit, and somehow I didn't get that footage, so I am sorry about that. Here I'm taking black velvet from DIY, and I'm going to give them both one good solid coat. Okay, once that black is dry, we're going back in with, you guessed it, golden ticket. Just loving my golden ticket today. So we're just gonna go back in and use my finger again and just get that golden ticket all over the bow, especially the bow. I did go a little bit on the container, but primarily I just really cut that bow really good. Once I got the gold on and dried, I went back over it. I used the same brush that just had a little bit of white wax on it, but primarily clear wax, and gave it one good coat and then buffed it off, and that is it. We are done with this project. Alright, our fifth and final project comes with a cuteness warning, so turn back now if you don't like cute. Before the cuties join us, we're going to go ahead and do our base coat with DIY's Cottage Color Crockery. This is a one-step paint, so if you're not needing to wet distress or play with the paint, this is a really great option. So we're going to go ahead and give 2 good coats before we get started. And then I have my Winter Forest stamp set here, which is brand new. So I'm going to want to go ahead and gently sand the back with my little helper here so that the stamp will stay on, or it gives the stamp a place to stick, I guess, to grip. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and ink that tree up, and then my little helper is going to help me get it on there and kind of tickle the stamp. How cute is he? So you want to make sure when you're stamping that you touch, you push down on all the little places so that you get all of that good detail. So we just got on there, lifted up, and then once it was dry, we're going to go ahead and add some ornaments. And here, Linky is just showing you the colors he chose. Both boys got to pick their own 3 colors for their ornaments. So here you go. Cuteness overload, I'm telling you. He had so much fun. And guess what? Mama didn't care that he had paint all over the place because it's all natural, so it's non-toxic, and it also washes right off their skin. So we were able to just get in there and have a good old time with him. And now it's Big Brother Mason's turn, and he picked his 3 colors. There's one of our new colors right there, Flirtatious. And so we're going to go ahead and let him add his ornaments as well. Now that the ornaments are all done, we're going to add a name plaque to each of the trees so that we know which boy created which tree. And so here we're just getting that cornstarch in our mold. We really used a lot of molds in this video. I just love my molds. They last forever. So he really wanted to make sure we did not have any sticking problems. So we're just getting that real good there. And then he's gonna help me get the clay ready and put the clay into the mold. We are also going to use some letters out of the Apothecary labels set to make an impression into our label. So we could have let it dry and stamped their names, but here we chose to make an impression. So the boys are finding the letters that spell their name, and then what's really sweet is they're actually going to cast their own impressions. So you'll see it's so cute in the end, and I just think that's going to be such a fun thing for them to look back on and know that they created them themselves. And after we got done with the boys, Mama decided she wanted a tree too, so we went ahead and got her a tree set up on one of these beautiful arches, and then the label has the year that her and Daddy were married, and then she's just using the end of a paintbrush to put on her ornaments in these beautiful jewel colors. That's Eden, Bohemian Blue, and Cherry Picked. What would a project be if we didn't pull a golden ticket in? After she got all her colors on, we felt like there was something missing, so we added some ornaments in that beautiful golden ticket to finish it off. And for the icing on the cake, we went ahead and casted some more of that garland like we did in the first arch to just do a trim around this beautiful art, so that they could just have this as a family keepsake for Christmases to come. So go ahead and enjoy the finish and let me know what you thought of this project.
All right, guys, what did you think? Did you like that last one as much as I did? What did you think about the last one?
Oh yeah, that my grandsons. Cuties.
That was fun.
That was really fun.
We both had to get in there to help them with that project.
Yeah, they finger painted.
Yeah, I threw that one in there because I thought it's the holiday season, and I don't know about you guys, but I love handmade gifts, especially when it comes to little ones. So I thought maybe that might be fun for you guys to do. Yeah, man, it has been a busy week around here though, speaking of holidays.
Very busy week. What did we get done this week? A
Yeah.
lot.
Well, our beautiful daughter and her kiddos were here. We celebrated 2 birthdays in our family.
2 birthdays, yep.
Yeah.
Website?
Yes, website. We got our website up, you
It's
guys. I'll put a link below. All right, it's that time. what was your favorite project?
Oh, come on now. I mean, sure, you already guessed. We talked about it at the beginning of the video. It's, so my grandson's number 7, Lincoln. This was him. Okay, you see his name at the bottom, and you see the finger painting.
I love that it's kind of like, you know, wonky because he actually put that on, which is a big deal now, but even bigger as he gets older and we get to show him he made that.
And who knew you could finger paint with DIY paint?
Yeah, because it's all natural. Mama didn't have a problem at all letting the kids get their hands in it. I love that.
So that's Lincoln, okay. So Mason, one of our other grandsons, this one's his. So you see his name right there. See?
So fun.
So fun. They had such a great time doing it. And then my daughter, Daisy, who was down, wanted to do one. And this was the other one.
All right. Well, it was a great week. It was a full week. We're excited. We already have projects that we're working on for next week's video. So make sure you come back. And in case you didn't know, you were made with love.
So go out and change the world.
Hey, we just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for all of your support. We have nearly 2,000 subscribers already, and we're on, is this our 5th or 6th video?
5th, I think.
Yeah, so thank you so much. We are loving doing this. We hope you guys are enjoying the content.
Hey, if you like the content you saw in this video and can't wait for the next one, hit subscribe and share. That way YouTube will push this baby and we will get you more content coming soon. Thank you again, and don't forget to comment and show us what you're doing in the creative world.